Hello everyone. Some of you ask me how to do the weaving, so I thought I'd show you firstly the basics how to make the rolls. Some of these are made of the leaflets. These ones are made out of the A4 paper. So are these. And to get them nice and wide, I'll show you in a minute. Then we can start using these bamboo sticks. Some of them are thicker, some of them thinner. I prefer to use the thinner for the smaller products and thicker for the bigger products. So let's try this A4 one. So let's start with this A4 cut-off ones. Fold your paper about in a 30-degree angle. Make sure it's folded well. And then start rolling your paper like this. If you can hold it in your hands if you prefer. And keep rolling, twisting it until it's nice and thick. Then take your bamboo stick out. To keep them nice and white, even when you have your paper printed like this, you need to keep your white bits on the top left corners like this one. If you do it the other way around this way, you get them colored, which doesn't matter if you want to dye it darker colors. So you can actually use paper to recycle. The best material, I would say, is newspapers. And any paper which is matte, not silky, because it's hard to roll it. I'm gonna try to show you now on the bigger one. So I have used this newspaper, cut it in 3 parts alongside. Then I'm keeping my unprinted side of the paper on the top. Glue the corners before I start. Oops, too much glue. Never mind. Let's use this bottom one. I'm gonna use the thicker bamboo stick at the minute. Again, keep it in your 30-degree angle. Fold it over and start rolling it. Keep it as tight as possible. And you can see all the unprinted side keeps the roll nice and plain, so later on you can dye it. You can see the differences. This is from the middle cuts where you don't get this unprinted edge, and these are made of these edges, so you can dye them later. This is A4 paper and this is newspapers. Newspapers are easier to dye. I'm using tie-dye for it. You just follow the instructions on your tie-dye to make it, and then you need to use it when it's cold. So I made this tie-dye early on. Obviously you need your gloves, and I'm using this tray for dyeing my rolls. It's not much of it because it's my leftover, so it's just to show you how to do it. Obviously I'll keep it on one edge because I don't have much paint. I got some of these rolls. You just drop them in, turn them around like this. Don't keep them in too long. Take them out and put them somewhere to dry, so you can even turn them over later. Then I've got different type of paper rolls. We can dye them. Have a go. And they slightly react differently. Some of them are darker, some of them are paler, and that's all depends on type of paper. So if you want to have them all same color, you need to use the same paper for one product. So because I have some dye left, let's use it all up. You can dye your paper with coffee, with walnuts, leaves, onion. So you can use any home stuff. Beetroot, I would say. See, you can use it all up nicely like that. If you have some left over, just keep it in the jar, just like I did, so you can keep it for later. This dye actually, it's there about over a year and it's still sort of working. It meant to be this way. I try to use the lighter ones. They're not allowed to dry like I have them on a pile. They need to be nicely separated so they don't stick while they're drying, because they can, and then it will show. Okay, quite plenty from that little jar. I managed to dye quite a few of them. That's it. I think that's the last ones, and then I show you how to keep them on a paper, spread it nicely so they don't get stuck. 1 second. So you need to find a place where you're gonna keep them so they're nice and dry. In the summer, nicely outside. In the winter, probably somewhere at home inside. Some people dry them in the oven, but I wouldn't, just because of saving electricity. That's it. That's it, I think. Okay, and they can catch on fire in the oven. Anyway, so when you let them dry somewhere in your house, every so often come over there and turn them over so they don't stuck together, and keep them there for about 2-3 days so they don't stick together. Keep them rolling. That's it. Nice.